Hello. It's Grace Chalili, and welcome to my channel. Um, I'm really happy today. I went for weighing yesterday, and overall, for the past 14 days, I've actually lost 3.7 kilogram. Hope. That's keeping my spirits up for working more hard. I know I haven't lost a lot the past 7 days, but in total I've lost 3.7 kilograms. So in 2 weeks, 3.7. That's not, um, little at all. That's quite a significant change, which means the meal plan is actually working well, and it's completely having a shake my protein shake 3 times a day, just one flat scoop 3 times a day, and salad, which I'm told I've been corrected, is 200 calories, not 200 grams as I was doing it, but it's all right. Nothing much. It's vegetables, so, and I just try not to have sweet vegetables, not, and making sure I have more of the greens, and not starchy vegetables. So anybody else who are going to be on this plan, or who are on this plan, make sure the vegetables you eat are not starchy vegetables, because they'll have a carbohydrate impact as well. So that's not what we need. The diet itself is all sort of protein shakes mostly, and the vegetable is just another thing to make sure you get your 5 a day. So to be honest with you, I'm just sort of trying to think. Many people maybe wouldn't know what diabetes is. Mostly diabetes, if you maybe you've heard a bit about anatomy, mostly involves the metabolism of glucose and storage of glucose, and also it's more or less to do that when you actually eat food, it's actually metabolized, and the starch is actually stored as energy in the liver. And if you're diabetic, they say you have a sort of insulin resistant, and as you're aware, insulin is actually produced by pancreas, and sometimes it's just the pancreas cannot produce enough, or it's just that there's the absorption of the actual glucose in the body is just not right. The metabolism is not right. So and that's what they call the pathogenesis of insulin resistant. And in type 2 diabetes, mostly is to do with lifestyle issues, like if you gain quite a lot of weight, and that's when you more or less like your body will store more of the glucose, and when it does that, a lot of it will actually won't be metabolized. It actually sort of leaks into the body system, and when it leaks into the body system, that's when you actually have high blood sugars, and especially with diabetes is we have the high HbA1c. And I can tell my story. In my case, I didn't have any symptoms of diabetes. I didn't even sort of feel any sort of like high blood sugars or anything at all. The only thing I had was I was going quite a lot in the night, going to the loo, weeing quite a lot, frequently, not knowing. It's just because in my system there was, blood glucose levels were sort of high, and the body was, trying to get rid of it. And, that's one of the symptoms of diabetes, is actually frequent micturition, which is actually just going to the toilet, so frequent. And with that, you feel thirsty as well. And if we have to discuss about the type 2 diabetes, normally the diagnosis actually is not that clear until they check your HbA1c. And it was, in my case, it was just that, when I got checked one HbA1c, to find that I'm diabetic, I was, in a shock. But even if I was in a shock that I'm diabetic, but at the same time, I knew that my blood sugar levels are always well. It's just the HbA1c, which is typical, diabetes, markers, having that high HbA1c, beyond 42. So mine was more or less like 51, which is way, way, way out of range for my age and for my sort of, body build as well. So that's why I had to do something. I've tried all, sorts of things to lose weight, but this time my GP is helping me to actually get rid of diabetes. I think everybody watching this, these videos, they need to look at what I'm trying to stress is that on top of the lifestyle changes, we need to actually sort of, make sure you are getting rid of this not so good cholesterol by actually losing weight, doing, more exercises. And also in my case, I'm trying to work hard on my exercise back, work hard, walking about, and I'm gonna be running as well. So all that is all in aid of, trying to make sure my remission plan goes well. I don't want to, be diabetic forever. I want to get rid of it. And, I'm in a shape, in a good health that there's no reason why I can't reverse my diabetes. And, I've listened to my GP. My GP is helping me to actually, lose quite a lot of weight. And that's why we are doing this. So if you see me doing the shakes, you know why. And I've got the salad, just a little bit of salad, not much. You can see just greens, some sun-dried tomatoes, and some green cabbage, and some spinach, and the famous drink is here, the famous shake, protein shake. The other thing also I want to just remind people about diabetes is that when you have all that sugar leaking in your body systems, it will cause problems everywhere. If you just have a simple wound, it doesn't heal well because your body is not metabolizing the glucose very well. As I was saying, it's leaking into your system, and with that, any little sort of infection is difficult to treat as well, and also you're at risk of foot ulcers or toe ulcers, because as much as also together with that the secretion gets poor, because as you know, diabetes will cause your, what do you call, the small small veins actually don't work properly, especially the arteries. They don't, you end up with having poor secretion on your feet when you're diabetic. But also if you have any little wounds, they don't really heal. And this is why everybody out there, if you are at a good age where you can run about, you can exercise about, please get on the program. Don't waste your time. You don't want to be diabetic. The tiredness that comes with it, you want to do some work, but you just feel tired because of this diabetes. So everybody out there, let's work hard. Let's keep up with our regime whatever we're doing to keep healthy, to keep our weight down. For myself, it's like my GP is helping me because I'm actually in London, and my GP is the one who has recommended me this meal replacement plan with the shakes, the protein shakes, and but you can also get this, you know, anywhere else, and you can use. It's just that you need to be careful. You need to drink a lot of water when you're having this, and you need to make sure, you know, you have a balance of, you know, your diet. You're not, you know, just having a lot of the protein only without proper sort of anybody checking how everything else is going. For me, I go for bloods, you know, every sort of 12 weeks, so they check everything. They check my kidneys and check everything. So I'm just sort of saying, anybody who wants to go on these such plans, they need to talk to a dietitian or go to their GP. Get some advice. Don't just start this meal replacement meal when you don't know how, you know, generally how your organs are working. Especially the most important organs we need to know is whether you have any issues with your liver, you have any issues with your, you know, your liver, kidneys and all that, because as you're aware, you know, you need to process the protein as well if you're having quite a lot of protein. Like in my case, I eat a lot of vegetables. You know, I would have said I'm a vegetarian, but I don't eat much meat at all. I don't eat a lot of nuts at all. So in that case, at least, you know, my body hasn't reacted to having a lot of protein diet 3 times a day and not having anything else, just the vegetables. So far so good, and so far I still feel well. I don't have any issues with tiredness or anything, or bloatness or constipation. I don't have all those, so this plan isn't too bad. If you are in UK and you have your GP, you can ask them to go and, you know, put you on this system. If you're type 2 diabetes, I'm stressing is type 2 diabetes, not type 1 diabetes. And it's believed that by the end of the, you know, the plan, most of, you know, sort of like 46% of the people will actually, you know, get free. And, you know, after 2 years, a lot of people return, you know, continue to be free from medication and stuff like that. And, you know, keep fingers crossed. I'm on it. I'm gonna have this to the end. 12 weeks. So no Christmas for me. No turkey for me this year. Just the shakes and salad. Don't get me wrong. I'll still go for, you know, partying, but I only have to eat a salad if I go, you know, for a meal or anything like that. Yeah, I know it's hard, you know, in the office, people are eating, people are having birthdays, you know, things that people bring, and, you know, as an office, it's so difficult, you know, not to be eating, and everybody else is eating, and the food is nice, it's smelling, you know, smelling nice, and but you can have it. But anyway, I'm still cooking at home as well. So thank you for watching. If you have any questions about diabetes, I'm here to help. I can answer you other questions. And for this one, I'm also new for this meal replacement. You know, I've never had any of this. It's, you know, it's new to me as well. So good evening and have a good night, everybody. Thank you. Bye.